Hi everyone, welcome to the first video here on the Hour a Day Micro Farm. I have been answering questions and helping people learn how to garden for years, but I've found that there's so many people fascinated with how we're able to fit so much on this little 0.8 acre property that we have, and if you can see behind me, a lot of that property is not really usable for traditional garden beds. We've got wooded areas all around it, it's a slope behind us. But over the years, we've learned ways to put things that work for us. And so I decided to start this channel to try to share some of that information with you and try to help all of you meet your goals to grow as much as you can on your property as possible and find little hidden gems in and around your property. It's hard to tell here, but this is actually a 3-tier garden bed. Right up here, you can see popping up a little bit is my asparagus. This section here is going to be my tomatoes this year. And so that is the plan for today. Now that we are in May, it is officially summer planting season, so I can get these tomatoes in the ground. I know technically, usually around April 10th, April 15th or so is the last frost here in North Carolina, but we always get an extra cold spell. And so I try to wait until May and to get everything in the ground rather than trying to protect everything and keep it from getting any frost damage. So today is tomato planting day. I started these plants I guess about February, so they are getting pretty big and they are ready to be in the ground. But one of the things that I do to help keep my chores down is when I put my garden beds to bed in the winter time, I cover them. And you can't, I know it looks kind of like a mess here behind me, but this is actually purposeful. So in the fall, I clean out the chicken coop and I take all of their bedding that's built up over the summer and we cover the garden beds. Then I put cardboard down, thank you Amazon, and cover those with logs to help weigh the cardboard down. And what that does is over the winter, it actually helps to fertilize the soil and it composts, and I've got worms and good microorganisms that I built over the years, and the cardboard helps to protect them. And then on top of that, when I'm ready to plant, you can see there's no weeds here. I don't have to do any prep work. I did it in the fall. So all I have to do is lift up these logs, pull up this cardboard, and I'm ready to stick my plants in the ground. The thing I wanted to show you with tomatoes is you want a really good root system to have a good strong plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pinch off these lower branches and I'm going to stick this plant all the way down in the ground because I want it to root. So all of these little hairs and all these places where the branches were, when these are in the ground, these are actually going to form roots. You can plant these 2 different ways. So if you don't have a really deep garden bed, you can plant it sideways and just leave this part from here up out of the ground, and this will actually turn toward the sun and it'll grow up and you can support it like you would any other plant. I do have a pretty deep garden bed, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dig a hole and stick it right down in the ground, probably up to about here. I don't want the leaves to touch the ground because I don't want to risk any water splashing back up on it and spreading any bacteria or causing any fungus or anything like that. Something else I'm going to try this year I've never done before, this is actually a tip that I got from Roots and Refuge Farm, is I'm actually going to stick a chicken egg down in the hole with my tomato plant. So we'll see what that does. I've never done it, so I'm only going to do it on about half of my plants just in case it doesn't work, but I'll let you know how it goes as the growing season goes on. So I'm going to go get to my 1 hour a day work here and I'm going to pull up this cardboard, I'm going to get my tomatoes in the ground, and I'll let you know how it goes as we go.